All right, Fights, what's going on?
Doing new How Do We Get Here. We're about to head up to Pier 45 on the West Side Highway. We're gonna tell some stories, take some questions. We got a lot of questions from last time.
A lot of questions.
Yeah. I assume most of them are making fun of me about not having equity. Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that. We're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna do current topics. We got other questions as well. We'll do the whole thing.
Fights, ready for some questions?
Let's do it, baby.
All right, first one. If you could recast Fast and Furious with only Barstool employees, who would have what role? That is from Mark.
Fuck me, Mark. That's a great question. I'm obviously just gonna do the family. I'm not gonna, we're not getting like Charlize Theron and fucking Cypher in here. But Vin Diesel, I don't know why. The first thing I thought of was Frank the Tank. Frank's gotta be saying family all the time. I don't know why. He does. Paul Walker. See, Paul Walker is above all pretty. He's a lot of other things. Brian O'Connor's a lot of things, but mostly he's pretty. Great eyes. I'm not getting much past superficial here. So what else is he? He's a undercover cop. Mike, you got beautiful eyes. Your former cop, Mike. Let's see. Roman Pierce, which is Tyrese's character. He's kind of a tough talker, can kind of play in a couple of different worlds. Someone from Chiclets. I literally could be anyone from Chiclets. I think I'm gonna go Yandel, but it might be Biz and it might be Whitney, but I'm gonna put Yandel officially. Tej Parker, who is ludicrous. He's like a tech guy. Pete's playing Tej for sure. Okay, so Letty's just a boss bitch. Keegs. Yeah, it's Keegs. You don't wanna fuck with Letty. Letty will rip your cock off. Who else is left? We got Han. Han's just kind of like fucking chill. Are there any people at Barstool who are chill? Han. Who the fuck is Han? Is it you? It might be you, Mikey.
I'll take it.
Babs is Han. Dom, Brian, Letty, Jordana Brewster, Mia Toretto, kind of the mother of the group. Dan's Jordana Brewster. Dan's kind of the mother. Dan's the matriarch. I think. I mean that positively. I mean that very complimentary. Both got that olive skin too, taking it back to the superficial stuff.
If you could have any living guest on Scene Stealers, who would it be and why? What about dead? Love KFC Radio, love the new content. Thanks for everything, Duke.
Duke. It's a great name, first of all. And thank you for being very nice, Duke. You know, people, you don't have to be nice. You can just ask questions, but I like it when you're nice. So, up to you, whatever you want to do. Alive? Oh, fuck me. So it was gonna be Colin Farrell, because Colin Farrell's that dude. Someone just lit something on fire right there. It was gonna be Colin Farrell, and it still might be Colin Farrell, but it's not Colin Farrell because Sam Rockwell's alive. Dead, Gene Hackman. So Chelsea Piers is right over there, which is like the hockey rink and the gym, and this is a massive place. But probably an eternity ago, I came here with Gaz. We were still living in Boston at the time. And actually, yeah, we used this whole park here. So it was an advertisement for a coconut water. It was very hot at the time. And they had set up an ad deal where I would come and I would exercise with Brian Clay, who was the greatest living athlete at the time, which meant he had won the gold medal in the decathlon. And I think they considered you to be the world's greatest athlete. But me and Gaz got fucking ripped up on espresso martinis in Times Square. I came here the next morning hungover as shit and puked coconut water the entire time. Just like, the video was just Brian Clay being like, all right, time for 10 push-ups. And then it would just me be in a corner going, it's just red coconut water everywhere. It was disgusting.
All right, Fights, if you ran the New York office for a day, what's the first policy or rule you'd change?
If I ran the New York office for a day, first policy or rule, there are none, so I wouldn't change anything. I don't know, it's fucking hard. The policy is gonna be something around not fighting with comment people who just like riling you up, but I can't figure out how to say it. But that would be it. It would be ignore trolls, which is a much easier thing to say walking down Chelsea Piers than it is to put into practice. But that would be my policy everywhere with everyone, I guess. But this is a bad answer. I don't know. This is why I'm not in charge, because I'd be like, I don't know, do whatever the fuck you want. Pizza Fridays.
You want to do it, yeah?
So much good shit here.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
All right, welcome back to another edition of How Do We Get Here? I think at the start of the pod, we said we were going to be on Pier 46 or 45. I don't think we made it all the way there. I think we're at like 47 or something like that. We saw the beach, and we were like, we got to be right here. I'm looking at Statue of Liberty, not you. I am. World Trade Center, all the good stuff. I assume everyone is here for the questions everyone asked a million questions about. I feel like I'm sitting down for the Netflix, like the memes going around, like me sitting down for my Netflix documentary or whatever. I feel like I'm sitting down for my Netflix documentary about how I didn't get equity, but how I didn't kill myself like that fucking Victoria's Secret guy did. I didn't do that. I'm fucking here still. I obviously knew everything in the book. I live my life. Francis, I'm friends with Francis, and Francis was the original writer of the book, and he had come up to me a few months ago, and in perfectly Francis fashion, he was like, I'm trying to avoid goose shit over here. He was like, hey, John, can I talk to you? And I said, what's up, Francis? He goes, Dave is quite fond of you. And I went, oh, yeah, is that a fact, Francis? And he said, in his book, he says he would give you equity if he could do it again. And then we both had a good laugh at that. It's a bummer. It's a bummer to have not gotten equity. But it's a funny situation, too, because also, like, the top of everything is Dave was very, very generous. Very, very generous. Anything about that is Dave was very generous. I remember when it all happened. I think it was when Dave bought it back, when Dave bought Barstool back. And I was going home for some reason. I forget why. I'm always going home. But I was going home for something. And Kevin had called me. I just remember because I was on an Amtrak. And I remember as I was taking the call, the automatic doors kept opening. And that was really stressing me out. But Kevin had called me and was like, he's like, yo, Dave's going to call you. It's about money. And that's kind of more or less the story he gave me. And then a couple hours later, I was home at this point. I get a text from Dave, and it's like, yo, can you talk? I had known this was coming, so I'd made a few calls to like people at the company who, because here's the deal, like as Dave says in the book, he says if he could do it again, he would give me equity. And I was like, is it right of me to ask at this stage? And so I called a few people and got responses that were like, seemed to be like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I so vividly remember the call because Dave was... I knew he was calling it. I knew I was doing something that was extremely out of character for me because I was going to ask for something. And I had to work up my courage. I went to, my dad's got a heavy bag hanging in the garage. So I went to the garage and I'm just fucking hitting the heavy bag, just trying to fucking, like, come on, Johnny boy, come on, Johnny boy. And I get the call from Dave. And as he said in the book, he gave us 7 figures. And I was like, it's hard to ask for more after someone does that, after someone gifts you that. But it seemed to be and seems to be in the book, it seems to be a regret, or it seems to be something people think I deserve. That's the bummer of it all. People keep saying I deserve it. Just stop saying that. Just stop fucking saying that and I'll be fine. Yeah, so Dave calls me after I've been hitting the bag. I'm trying to hide that I'm out of breath. He's like, if I could do it again, I'd give it to you. And I was like, yeah, right. I kind of feel like I deserve more. And Dave gave a Dave answer. We kind of like jumped down my throat a little bit sarcastically. And he's like, what, you think you deserve as much as Kevin? And I was like, no, I do not. No, I don't think that. I was like, but maybe K. Marco. And I just remember Dave having a pause where he was like, yeah, I mean, that's fair. And then we just moved on. Which really is not what you want in the New York Times bestseller calling you a broke pussy. But that is it. I'm not a broke pussy. I am great. I have no complaints. Dave seems to think I deserve it, and I think I agree with Dave. I think in the book, it is a very funny 3-page window because it's first everyone who got equity, and then it's like, all right, I guess I should talk about fights here. It's like someone's got a gun to his head. It's like, I guess I should throw something in here about fights. We brought the book. Let's just get the thingamajigger here. It's on page 137. I know that. He goes, I guess I should put a little tidbit in here about Feitelberg. He was our intern who blossomed into a full-time employee. Francis word, blossomed. In fact, he has the dubious distinction of being the longest tenured Barstool employee who did not get equity in this original deal. Mr. Irrelevant. If I could go back in time and give it to him, I would. That's a tough sentence. I'll admit that. But the equity thing is kind of hard to put the toothpaste back into the tube. He and I have spoken about it. I told him directly what I'm about to say here. At the time of the Turnindale, I didn't think much about him. I wasn't even sure if he would come to NYC with us. All this is obviously true. If he wanted to come, great. If he didn't, great. He just wasn't really in my orbit. And at that point, I was already giving away 60% of my company. It already felt like a lot, so there was zero consideration in my head to give it to anybody I couldn't live without. I feel like I've been more than fair with him over the years and made it right, but only he knows deep down whether he agrees with that. Of course, Dave has been more than fair over the years. Making it right is just a funny thing to keep going. Like, I wish I gave it to you. That's just like, I don't know. That whatever. One thing is for sure, without him coming to NYC, there is no Saturdays for the Boys slogan. This was obviously a huge movement for Barstool, and we probably made millions upon millions in selling SAFTB merch. Essentially, it all started one day when Feitelberg was recounting a story he heard at the bar where a guy said fries for the men, Saturdays for the boys. Well, the slogan instantly caught fire and became a rallying cry for dudes who just wanted to have a boys' day on Saturday. You literally couldn't turn on the TV or go outside without seeing Saturdays for the boys somewhere. From sporting events to celebrity interviews and beyond, without fights, this entire movement doesn't exist. Feels like a point for me. However, and here's the thing. This is what's interesting. However, after a few weeks, he, along with a few others within Barstool, wanted to stop promoting it because they thought it became sort of lame and cliche. Again, true. They were probably right about that. But the cash registers were ringing, so we were like, fuck no. We're going to milk this thing for all it's worth. Either way, it did present a philosophical debate. Should fights have made life-changing money or gotten a huge bonus for this? Well, I fell on the side of the street that Barstool was mostly responsible for the explosion. Like, Feitelberg invented it, but without it, Barstool goes nowhere. That's really how we look at our entire merch business and company. That's what we pay our employees to do, to come up with the ways to make money, and we need to hit home runs to pay for the entire thing. That's the business model. It's the old question, who owns the McNuggets? The guy who invented them while working at McDonald's or McDonald's? Like 100%, I pretty much agree with everything Dave says. The thing I would push back a little bit on here if we were talking is like he's talking about with merch and how, that it's 100% our job. Always has been, always will be. But like in the modern Barstool, people with big merch lines, I think, get a percentage of it. I wouldn't expect I'd get a percentage back then because it was such a small company. I feel like if it's such a small company that goes into the building of the company, whatever. Then the last line was very funny as well, where it's like one page before, because it was like, here it is. Raise your hand if you know who Jared Lorenzen is, R.I.P. big fella, a.k.a. the hefty lefty, a.k.a. the Pillsbury throw boy, a.k.a. the abominable throw man. He was a quarterback sensation for the University of Kentucky, largely because he was the biggest and fattest QB anybody had ever seen in their lives. He also was in the NFL for a cup of coffee as a Giants backup QB for a few years. He goes on to say, one day Jared called me and said his old agent was friends with some big money guy out in California named Mike Kearns. The big shot was potentially interested in investing in Barstool. Jared asked if they could pass my contact info along. I would say I'm also the person who brought Jared Lorenzen into the Barstool fold. Not friendly or anything like that. I am just the one who made him aware of what Barstool is. It was fucking vines of Jared Lorenzen playing an indoor football league that went viral as shit. And then Dave got mad at me because they were on mine, which was called J Feitelberg, and he was like, how the fuck is anyone supposed to know this is attached to Barstool Sports? Change your name to Fights Barstool. That's now my Twitter handle. So I would say the Lorenzen seems like a big part of it. Saturdays for the Boys seems like a big part of it. I feel like I've been here for a long time. People keep saying I deserve it. So the answer is yes, I do feel like I deserved it, and I don't know if it's been totally whole. That's for a lot of reasons. That's probably a lot of like weight I put into conversations and stuff like that. Also, I guess I would say that I probably wouldn't be doing this if I had gotten it. If I had equity 5 years ago, I don't know if I would have fallen in love with making this kind of content and acting and writing sketches and talking about movies and stuff like that. So it's kind of a gift. Again, like this is spinning it a little bit, I think. If you hook me up to a lie detector test, I don't know how much I'd believe what I'm saying right now, but I think I believe it like 99%. Like I think when I realized, like I was like, oh yeah, shit, like I don't have equity. I was like, well, I gotta make money somehow. I was kind of like, I'm leaving here with something, like the Denzel thing. So I kind of like found a new lane and am very, very, very happy in my life, I guess. So it's one of those things where it's 6 in one, half dozen in the other, I think. It's a bummer. Like I'm putting lipstick on a pig here. It's a bummer. But at the same time, like if I had Barstool equity or if I had Saturdays for the Boys money, if you like this content, you should be happy I don't. Because I'll tell you what, if I had Saturdays for the Boys money or if I had Barstool equity, I wouldn't be doing this bullshit. Okay? I would have fucking overdosed on the set of a self-financed indie film like a proper fucking artist many years ago. That's what would have happened. So if you like this, then we're all happy. We're all good. Geese have really small bites. I've been trying to acknowledge bringing that up because it's taking my attention. But James, can you zoom in a little bit and look how little grass they get? They got to spend most of their days just eating grass. it's got to be a nightmare to fucking eat, bro. It's got to be an absolute nightmare for these things to eat. But that's it. That's it on Barstool stuff. I think I gave a pretty answer. I think it's honest and truthful, and yeah, it definitely hurts a little bit to be like I'm just literally legally the bastard son of Barstool. Like I'm the son I'm the bastard son, which is fine. I like Jon Snow, but yeah, that's it. That is the way the cookie crumbles. C'est la vie, and I'm very lucky. Despite just end it at that. I'm very lucky. Okay, so I have just gotten an update from the weather service. Rain is coming, so we might have to end this early if it starts pouring, but we're gonna go until we're fucking done. We're gonna go until we're wet. Real quick, before we get to more questions, let's hear from one of our sponsors, Monarch. Monarch is a financial app that is gonna be something that changes your life, okay? Most apps, they tell you what you've already spent. Monarch, what that will do, it'll help you set goals, it'll help you track your spending, it'll help you plan for your future, it'll make sure you're on track before it's too late to adjust, okay? You can ask Monarch's AI assistant anything about your finances. You can go, how much did I spend on travel last summer? How much did I spend on food this winter? You don't have to go through and do all the math yourself. Monarch's AI assistant is just gonna take care of that for you. You can spot things you wouldn't think to look for. AI assistant will do that too, okay? They'll go, oh, is your spending gone up? Is it just inflation? We don't know. We don't know, you and I. Monarch's AI assistant does. You get a heads up on what's happening with your money with the AI weekly recap. It flags spending spikes, net worth shifts, and upcoming expenses. You can also split the check without the headache. Everyone does that. Everyone, no, I don't have so-and-so money trading app. I don't know what you would call that, but you know what I mean? You don't have, oh, I can't. They banned me from that. I can't split the check with you. Monarch has the Monarch bill split, where you just scan the receipt. Everyone claims what they ate. You split it. Very, very, very simple. So write your own story with Monarch. Okay, use code FIGHTS, F-E-I-T-S, that's me, FIGHTS, at monarch.com to get your first year of Monarch Core half off for just $50. That is 1 year of Monarch Core for half off, $50. $50 to track all your finances, $50 to track all your spending, $50 to plan your financial future. Okay, that's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with the code FIGHTS.
You ready for some questions?
God, that's a good sip of fucking water. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. What 5 current Barstool employees would you most want to go back in time and have them experience everything in the Milton days? That's from Anon.
Oh, man.
I'm just realizing now that Anon means anonymous.
Wait, it's from Anon?
Yeah.
5 Barstool employees to go back in time and experience the Milton days with. Buddy, number 1 with a bullet, it's gotta be, and I don't want to say it, and I know people don't want me to say it, it has to be Mincy. Mincy's like the most irreplaceable person in this company. I mean, I still think back on the fucking the treadmill video the other day. That was the funniest fucking thing we put out in years. Just him hammering along, ignoring everyone. Again, it's because I don't have to work with him. That's probably why I think it's funnier. But it's got to be Mince. I think Dave would stab him. I think Dave would have stabbed him back in the Milton days. All right, Mincy. I kind of want to say Tommy, but I don't know. Tommy, I mean this lovingly. I don't know if Tommy would have lasted in Milton. Which actually reminds me of funny, just reading that passage from Dave when he said I wasn't in his orbit. I sat 10 feet away. But also, I literally wasn't in his orbit. I'm still not. I was as in his orbit then as I am now. I'll go Tommy just because Tommy would want to do it. Tommy wants to be back in Milton. Like the people who made stuff funny in Milton were like the delusional lunatics. By the way, Mincy actually breaking his ankle. Did you guys see that today? Mincy's been not lying. He's been saying he can't do something in Chicago this weekend because his ankle hurts. And people have been asking him about it. And he's like, oh, I fell outside some pizza place or whatever. And it turns out he actually broke his ankle. He's not lying about that one. But you're looking around like dark skies are coming, so I'm gonna hurry up with this question. It's all right. So it's the delusional people. It's the people with like they don't think before they talk. Who give me some examples of this? Like people who talk back. Like that's who Dave bounces off well, and it makes funny in the office. The dog. Bring Nate Dogg for sure. All right. So it's Mincy, Tommy, Nate Dogg. So this would be Mince and Tommy. I'm sorry, Mince and Nate arguing with Dave as Tommy goes, Dave's the best. Dave's the best. Dave's the best. So we got to have in another positive Dave Za. Bring in Za to Team Portnoy boy. And then finally, 5th, Za, by the way, you don't apply to like the talking shit stuff, but you're just fun. Pat McAuliffe, baby. Yeah, that's a good 5. That's a strong 5 right there. I like that. That would be a fun 5 in an abandoned dentist office.
Next question.
Next question, let's hear it.
Another anonymous one. If you had gotten equity, what's the first ridiculous thing you would have bought?
I don't think anything. And I can say that because I didn't get equity, but I did get a good chunk of money, and I didn't buy anything. So I don't know. I don't really know what to do with stuff. I guess my stock answer is like a house, but to be honest, I don't want a house. That seems like a nightmare. And I don't know. That's just, why would I want that? I got fucking a bunch of chores and a bunch of responsibilities in a place that I don't live because I live here. I think I probably would just put it in whatever account I have it in now. Up in Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know. I wouldn't get a car. I'm not a car guy. I have a car. I got a Toyota RAV4. It's actually not mine. It's my girlfriend's, but I drive it. I would probably, and this is an answer that you can give when you don't have it, I'd put people through college. I'd put my nieces and nephews through college. And that's an answer I can give since I don't have it.
We're getting our first droplets here, so we might only have one question left. If Hollywood remade your life a story, who plays here?
If Hollywood remade my life story, I keep repeating you. I forgot you have a mic. So when I was younger, I don't think it's the case anymore, but when I was younger, me and Shia LaBeouf looked alike. And I think I would still be him. I think I'd still choose Shia. Here's also the thing that's a problem. I don't follow everyone's rap sheets, so I don't know what everyone's done in their whole lives. I like Shia LaBeouf, I think, if I'm allowed to. If I'm not allowed to, then I don't. But if I'm allowed to, then I'm a huge Shia LaBeouf fan. I know he had the shit in New Orleans. I think that was just drinking. I'm not positive about that. But yeah, I think it would be Shia. I think he's close, not close to. I think he's crazier than me, but I think we're a similar kind of crazy. And I think I just think that would be a good one. I think Shia. We gotta wrap it up. Pavs is saying. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking because what's that? We'll finish up in the studio, but I'm gonna be in different clothes. Is that okay? Okay, we'll finish up in the studio. Maybe I'll smoke a cigar in there. Okay, you may have noticed a bit of a location change. We are in the studio. We're in the out of order studio. I'm sitting in the guest chair. It was dumping. It was dumping rain. We had to get out of there, change clothes. I was soaking wet. But we're going to wrap up the show here. Wrap up the show. I guess we'll be promoting what's coming out. We got Luke Wilson coming out on Tuesday. Luke Wilson was amazing. Luke Wilson, I'm not going to say we're best friends because we're not. We're not best friends. But Luke Wilson and I are kind of friends now. Luke Wilson and I kind of hit it off. We had great chemistry. He had a blast at the end of it. He's like, this is so much fun. I got to tell my brother to come. And you hear that and you're like, he's talking about Owen Wilson. That's fucking insane. He's not talking about his random ass brother. But Luke Wilson came on. It was so cool. It was like legit. I kind of don't want to talk about it too much, but I do want to just say that James fangirled very hard. He was like, that's the most uncomfortable in a good way he's been meeting someone. Pavs thought the same. Sometimes I almost call you Gaz. Very different people, but same thing, I guess. But it's really, really, really good. We talk The Hawk, the new Netflix show with Will Ferrell. We talk Royal Tenenbaums. We talk old school, of course, Legally Blonde, little Daniel Day-Lewis. There Will Be Blood in there. It was just a really, really, really cool thing. Really cool time to the point where like we got done and we were like, do you mind if we ask a little more questions? And Luke's like, yeah, let's hang out for a while because it's too hot to go back outside. So we just hung out in the office, hung out in the studio. Did 10 questions. He was like, can we make it 20 questions? I don't want to get the fuck out of here. It's great. It's really, really great. All right, one more ad here. This one might sound familiar if you're a fan of Scene Stealers or this network. GAIL Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass. It is out now. It is an incredible event in theaters. Again, you've seen it, or you've seen our guest, John Slattery. He stars in it. John Hamm, Jennifer Aniston, Zoe Dutch, Joe Latruga's in it. It is fantastic. It is so funny. It is so much fun. Directed by David Wayne, who's director of Wet Hot American Summer, Role Models, some classics you've seen and loved. David Wayne's great at too, is doing like really out there concepts, really kind of great, and bringing it all together like Wet Hot American Summer. GAIL Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass is no different. It's kind of Wizard of Oz. John Slattery's kind of playing the Cowardly Lion, and Zoe Dutch is on her quest to fuck John Hamm, get her Celebrity Sex Pass. It is great. It is genuinely great. Go check it out in theaters right now. Along the way, it's packed with outrageous characters, unexpected twists, and non-stop laughs. GAIL Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass is the comedy adventure of the summer. GAIL Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass, now playing only in theaters from Sony Pictures Classics. Another thing, I'm going to end with this. I was just reading an article in the New York Times about the stomach bug, Legionella, I think everyone's got. Cyphorus, I believe it's called. Cyphorus, something like that. Pretty sure I have. Pretty sure I got it. like here's the deal. So I eat, this is something people don't know, I eat a shitload of berries every single morning. Every single morning for probably 2 or 3 years, I have a shitload of berries. I have a bunch of blueberries, like half, those plastic containers, whatever the fuck you call those, half one of those of blueberries, a full thing of raspberries. I put them into a smoothie or into just my yogurt. Don't wash anything. I've never washed a berry in my life. I won't start now. Not going to start now. So I just have intestinal discomfort. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But this quote is what really stuck out to me, where I went, oh, okay, I just have it. Okay, so the article is from an article called "There's a Nightmare Stomach Bug, I'm Still Eating Lettuce." So I guess I could have written this. Okay, and I also spelled it wrong. It's a Cyclospora is what it is. It's a norovirus. But the sentence is, in a typical year, many of the people with Cyclospora infection will never get tested or even learn they had it. But when many people are talking about the parasite, more people will seek medical help for these symptoms, especially since there is a treatment option. That means most cases get reported. So I just have it. I just have the poop thing. I just got it. I think I'm going to be okay. I don't feel that bad. I'm sick in a different way. I'm sick. My throat's all fucked up. My ears and my head. I got a sinus thing going on. I got a stomach thing going on. The berries are like why I wake up in the morning. So that's not going to change. I'll say this. I've switched to frozen berries for now. I think the logic is that they were probably frozen before this outbreak. And I also imagine the freezing kind of kills it. So I got it. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure I got it. Not gonna go see a doctor or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure I got it. And that's it. That's the whole show. Get ready for Tuesday. Luke Wilson. I want Luke Wilson to be a big one. I want that. He had so much fun. I had so much fun. I'd love to be able to be like, hey, look at this. Another great interview. Show to our next guest. And I know. Oh, that was the other coolest thing about Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson came in knowing we make sketches and stuff. Luke Wilson's like, yeah, you guys been doing great. You guys been doing sketches and comedy. It's like, Luke Wilson know that we're making shit. That's fucking nuts. But it was awesome. It was awesome. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. I've had a blast doing this episode. I hope you guys like the new format. I think we're going to stick to it. One more thing. I'll keep giving one more thing. We're considering changing the name of the YouTube channel. Scene Stealers? Nope. How to get here? Nope. Late Mascots? That one's staying. But, the YouTube channel. So we have gotten some information that currently what is happening is brand channels are not growing. People, some people think it's because of AI and stuff like that. People are really wanting to hear stories from real people. And that means potentially changing your YouTube handle to your person's name. That's been asked of us on a number of occasions from a number of people within the company. We're not sure on it. It doesn't totally sit right with us. We want to grow as much as we can. Obviously, that's the goal here. But at the same time, this isn't my page. This is a page of a lot of people who've worked a lot and worked very hard. So we might end up doing it. We might not. We're kicking around our ideas here. We don't want to be left behind. I was saying this in one of the meetings where many, many years ago, KFC Radio, we did not change the name. Many, many years ago, when Saturday to the Boys was popping off, Kevin and I had the idea to change the name of KFC Radio to For the Boys. Saturday to the Boys was my thing. It was the biggest thing in America at the time. We thought that would kick the show up a notch. We were told no. They were like, no, KFC Radio is too much brand recognition. I think me and everyone else involved in KFC Radio feels like we made the wrong choice back then. It probably would have been good for the show, beneficial for the show, for a name change that, brought viewers in and all kinds of shit. So I'm reluctant to make the same mistake again and not changing the name, but we are out of order. So it's kind of weird to change the name because we are out of order. So I guess share your opinions. That would genuinely be helpful. Share your opinions in the comment section. Share your opinions in the DMs or wherever the fuck you want. But we're going to figure it out. Nothing's changing immediately, but we're probably going to discuss it over the next week or so. So any feedback from the fans would be genuinely, humongously beneficial because we don't want to make a decision. So if you could make it for us, that'd be ideal. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel. We will talk to you soon. I love you. Goodbye.